Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today we're going to unpack Credo Technology Group. It's a name that's definitely been popping up a lot in talks about AI infrastructure. And the big question we're tackling really is this. Is now a good time for you to think about buying shares of Credo?
Absolutely. Our goal here is to sort of cut through all the noise, look at the information we have, and pull out the really important stuff. We want to help you get a handle on Credo. Whether you're brand new to investing or maybe you just want a clearer view, we'll look at how the company's doing, its spot in the whole AI market, and crucially, what the experts and the numbers themselves are telling us.
Right. And before we really get into the weeds here, if you find these deep dives helpful, please take a second to subscribe, maybe hit that like button, leave a comment. It really helps us reach more people like you. And hey, if you're feeling generous, maybe buy us a coffee. It honestly fuels our research. Okay, so let's start unpacking this. Credo Technology Group. They're described as this high-growth semiconductor company right in the middle of the AI infrastructure boom. They make these critical connectivity bits for data centers for those big hyperscale customers. What is it exactly that they do that makes them so vital right now?
Well, what's really interesting here is just how perfectly placed Credo seems to be to benefit from the sheer amount of data zipping around in AI systems. Think about all that information needing to move super fast. Credo builds the pathways for it, and you see this directly in their financials. For instance, their fiscal 2025 revenues hit $436.8 million. That's an incredible 126% jump year over year.
Wow, 126%.
Yeah, and their Q4 2025 revenue, $170 million. That's up almost 180% year over year. It's all driven by this huge demand for AI connectivity stuff.
That kind of revenue growth is definitely eye-popping. But, the investor question always comes back to profit, right? Are they just growing the top line, or is this actually turning into real profit?
That's such a key point
Yeah.
because, growth without profit isn't sustainable long term.
Yeah.
But what's compelling with Credo is they are showing impressive gains in profitability. Their non-GAAP gross margins, they expanded to 67.4% in Q4 25.
Okay, 67.4%. Pretty healthy.
Very healthy. And their full-year non-GAAP net margins reached 38.4%.
Yeah.
That's actually well above what they even targeted long-term. They even managed positive operating cash flow, $10.3 million in Q2 25. So, yes, they're generating actual cash. It shows they're getting more efficient as they grow.
Okay, so strong financials backing it up. What about the products themselves? What are these connectivity solutions that are driving all this?
Right. Their strength is really in having a full suite of specialized products. You've got things like active electrical cables, AECs. These are basically smart powered cables for fast, reliable data over, slightly longer distances inside data centers. Revenue there jumped 276% year over year in Q4.
276, just for
This is
AECs.
just for AECs.
Okay.
Then they have optical DSPs, that's digital signal processors for fiber optics, crucial for like super high speeds, and also SerDes IP and retimers. These are fundamental bits for high-speed data transmission, doing well in PCIe and Ethernet applications.
Got it. And who's buying all this? I think I saw somewhere that maybe their customer list is a bit narrow. Is that a concern?
That is definitely something to watch. They sell the critical hyperscalers, the huge cloud companies,
Mm.
think AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. But yeah, a big chunk, 86% of their Q3 25 revenue came just from Amazon's AWS.
86% from one customer.
Exactly. But management knows this. They're actively working on diversifying. The goal is to have at least 3 customers contributing over 10% each by fiscal 2026. Hitting that target is pretty key for their future stability, reducing that dependency risk.
Makes sense. What about the overall market they're in? Are there big trends helping them out? Big tailwind?
Oh, absolutely. The market for SerDes alone, where Credo plays, is expected to grow from about $2.9 billion in 2023 to $2.7 billion by 2032. That's a hefty growth rate. And the whole AI infrastructure market, spending there could top $200 billion by 2028. Just massive numbers. Now, they do compete with big guys, Marvell, Broadcom, Texas Instruments. But Credo seems to differentiate with a real focus on AI-specific, power-efficient solutions. That's a big deal for data centers worried about energy consumption.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for investors, right? All that growth sounds amazing, but what about the stock price? Does the valuation reflect all this good news? Maybe too much.
Well, the stock's performance has been, frankly, exceptional. It's trading up near its 52-week high, around $93.60. The peak was just shy of 96 cents over the past year. It's returned a staggering 409.2%.
400%. Wow.
Yeah. And even just year-to-date in 2025, it's up 32%. The last 30 days alone saw a 54.8% jump. So huge momentum, lots of excitement baked in.
Those are some dramatic numbers, but what did the valuation metrics actually say? Is this growth already priced in or maybe even, overpriced?
It definitely trades at premium valuations, which, you often see with high growth stories like this. Its forward PE ratio is about 57.9x.
Hmm.
The semiconductor industry average is around 60x, so okay, maybe somewhat in line there. However, look at price to sales. For fiscal 25, based on its current market cap of nearly $15 billion, it's trading at 34 times sales. That's steep.
34 times sales. Yeah, it's up there.
It is. For fiscal 26, based on their own $800 million revenue guidance, it drops to a projected 18.6x. Still premium, but reflects the expected growth.
So a bull would argue that huge growth justifies that premium, I suppose.
That's exactly the argument. It hinges on believing Credo can keep executing, keep grabbing share in that massive AI market, and keep expanding margins. If they do all that, maybe today's price looks reasonable looking back in a few years. It's definitely a bet on sustained, really high growth.
What about those deeper valuation models like discounted cash flow? Do they paint a different picture?
Yeah, this is where it gets tricky. Multiple DCF analyses, which try to estimate value based on future cash flows, actually suggest the stock could be significantly overvalued right now. Some models put fair value way down around $20 or $23.
$20 compared to 93.
Big difference, right? But then again, there's also an outlier analysis suggesting fair value could be way up at $237. It really just highlights how tough it is to pin down a value for companies growing this fast in such a dynamic market. The assumptions matter a lot.
And for traders, or maybe just long-term folks looking for entry points, what about volatility? Is this a bumpy ride?
Oh yeah, it's highly volatile. Its 30-day annualized volatility is over 71%. That suggests pretty wild price swings are possible. It's not for the faint of heart. Technically, the 50-day moving average is around $66.30, so the current price is like 41% above that. The 200-day average is even lower, around $55.60. The price is way up, about 68% above that long-term trend line. Key support levels, maybe look around $66, $70, and then down towards $55, $60. Resistance is basically the recent highs, that $95, $96 zone.
Okay, so we have this picture. Incredible growth, great market spot, but also a really high valuation and some warning signs maybe from those valuation models. What's the latest news? What should we be watching for that could, change the story here?
Well, the recent news has mostly been good, actually. Credo's Q4 results for fiscal 25 beat expectations. Record revenue, better margins, that's positive. Their guidance for fiscal 26 is strong too, aiming for $800 million in revenue. That implies like another 85% growth year over year.
85% growth guidance. Still huge.
Still huge. And importantly, they confirmed progress on customer diversification. 3 hyperscalers, now making up over 10% each. That's a big step. Plus, they've got new products coming online, like these advanced 5-nanometer optical DSPs. So the pipeline looks promising.
Sounds like a lot of positive momentum. What are analysts saying generally? And any red flags maybe from insiders buying or selling?
Analyst sentiment is broadly positive. The consensus is a buy rating. The average price target is around $70.86, though honestly, that looks a bit conservative given where the stock is trading now. Having 7 analysts covering it shows growing institutional interest, which is usually seen as a good sign. However, this raises an important point about insider activity. We have seen quite a bit of insider selling recently, about $23.7 million worth over the last 3 months.
$23 million in selling.
Yeah, notably, one director, Lip Butan, sold around $13.3 million worth of shares just in June 2025. Now, executives still hold a lot of stock, but that level of selling is definitely something investors should be aware of. It warrants attention.
Okay, so looking ahead then, what are the key things coming up events, milestones that could really move the needle for Credo? Short term, long term.
Near term, say the next 3 to 6 months, all eyes will be on their Q1 2026 earnings. That's expected around August. Guidance is for $195 million revenue. We'll also want updates on that customer diversification and maybe news of any new big customer wins. Medium term, like 6 to 12 months out, we'll see if they hit that full year $800 million target for fiscal 26 and how their newer PCIe Gen 6 products are ramping up. Long term, it's all about the continued AI infrastructure build out globally and whether Credo can keep innovating and expanding into new connectivity standards.
That sounds like a lot of potential positive catalysts, but let's flip the coin. What are the biggest risks you see? What could, throw a wrench in Credo's plans?
Right, connecting this back to the bigger picture, there are definitely risks. Stock-specific ones. That customer concentration on AWS is still number 1, even with diversification progress. And the very high valuation, as we discussed. It leaves zero room for error. Any slip up in execution could hit the stock hard. The insider selling also adds a layer of caution. Sector-wise, competition is fierce for much bigger companies,
Yeah.
and technology changes fast. They need to keep innovating or risk becoming obsolete. And then there are the macro risks. Interest rates, maybe a slowdown in AI spending if the hype cools, potential supply chain issues, all those could impact Credo.
So pulling all this together, the amazing growth, the strategic position, but also the sky-high price and the risks.
Yeah.
What's the overall assessment? Is Credo a buy now, or is it more complicated?
Look, the overall take gives it a 7 out of 10. Credo is uh, undoubtedly a compelling way to play the AI infrastructure theme. They're executing well, they're in a hot market, but and it's big, but those valuations and the concentration risk need very careful thought. It's definitely a high reward, but also high risk kind of situation. You need to weigh those trade-offs.
So who is this stock really best for then? What kind of investor profile fits?
I'd say it's best suited for long-term growth investors.
Hmm.
People who can stomach significant volatility, who really believe in that multi-year AI build-out story. Short-term traders, I mean, given the volatility, they need to be extremely careful.
And for those longer-term investors, any key takeaways on maybe entry points or managing that risk?
Well, the growth prospects in AI exposure, they do argue for a premium valuation. But investors really have to balance that potential against the current price tag and the execution risk. Seeing continued diversification and sustained growth is going to be absolutely critical to justify these levels. The source material we looked at suggested aggressive entry around $85, $90, maybe a more value-conscious level at $65, $75, and conservative entry closer to $55, $65. Risk management-wise, maybe a stop loss around $66. Short-term profit targets, perhaps $105. Longer term, maybe $120, $150. And given the volatility, definitely keep position size small, maybe 2-3% of your portfolio max.
Lots to consider there. What's the one big question or thought you think our listeners should really chew on after hearing all this about Credo?
I think this raises a really important question, not just about Credo, but for the whole AI sector right now. As this AI infrastructure build-out keeps charging ahead, how much of that potentially huge future growth is already priced into stocks today? Are you, as an investor, actually buying future potential, or has the market already factored most of it in?
That's a great question to ponder as you weigh your options. And that's all the time we have for this deep dive into Credo Technology Group.